Have you ever wondered, despite there being two people in the same room, why does everyone's attention go towards only one person? That person is neither the most handsome nor the richest, yet people are drawn toward him. Kyun? Because attraction isn't just a game of looks psychology too. A person who knows what is going on inside another person, their hidden desires, their fears, their need for connection, automatically reaches people's hearts. This isn't just for romantic relationships. It works in friendships, in business, in leadership, everywhere. Today we'll look at 15 powerful principles, how you can create deep, magnetic connections with people without making a fake impression. Watch the video till the end, because the last point is the most important. Everything else depends on it. Let's start. Point 1. Understand human desires. Every human being has some hidden desires for respect, attention, appreciation, and connection. These desires never end, no matter how successful a person becomes. Imagine, a man is very successful at his job. Everyone looks at him as an achiever. But at home, only one person asks him, "Are you okay? How was your day?" And that person becomes the most important person to him. Why? Because he didn't achieve success. Humans look at it. A person who understands the feelings of others naturally reaches people's hearts because it fulfills their most basic human need, to feel seen. Practical tip. When you meet someone, don't just ask, "How are you?" Genuinely listen when they respond. This small thing makes a big difference. Point 2. Create curiosity. Jigyasa Paida Karo humans are more attracted towards things that are a little mysterious. This is our nature. We lose interest in things we immediately understand. The mind tries to understand even slightly unfamiliar things on its own. Take an example. The person who shares everything immediately tells the details of his entire life in the first meeting itself. Does not seem interesting, because there is nothing left to discover, but the person who is a little reserved shares his things slowly. People want to know more about him. Revealing everything immediately kills the excitement. Practical tip. Don't give 100% of yourself in every conversation. Keep some portion for your personality. That's not mystery. That's self-respect. Point 3. Listen more than you speak. People often like those who listen to them genuinely. It seems counterintuitive. People think that to build attraction, you need to talk more and appear more impressive. But the reality is quite the opposite. The person with whom you feel after talking, "This person understands me," that person becomes the most valuable to you, even if he himself has not told anything about himself. Sometimes all someone needs is someone who understands them. Not advice, not judgment, just attention. Practical tip. In the next conversation, don't interrupt unless absolutely necessary. Let the other person finish speaking, then respond. Point 4. Make people feel important. Every person wants to be valued. This is an ego. It's a basic human need. Every person, no matter how humble, deeply wants to be heard. A person who remembers even the smallest details about someone, like their favorite coffee order or what they said last week, automatically feels special because they paid attention. If you make someone feel important, the connection becomes stronger. Practical tip. Remember a small detail about someone and mention it next time. People are surprised, and that surprise is what makes a connection. Point 5. Understand emotional weakness. Every person has emotions and insecurities, no matter how confident they may appear. The person who tries to understand these emotions, instead of judging them, goes much further in communication. For example, a person becomes defensive over the slightest thing. On the surface, it seems they're overreacting. But if you dig a little deeper, someone in their past may have criticized them repeatedly, and now they're protecting that insecurity. Understanding them improves communication, because you see the reason behind the reaction, not just the reaction itself. Practical tip. When someone overreacts, don't judge immediately. So, Kane, what old feeling is this coming from? Point 6. Develop confidence and presence. Confidence is not only visible through speaking, but also through body language and attitude. You must have noticed that some people command attention as soon as they enter a room, without saying a word. Why? Their posture, their calm energy, their eye contact. It all speaks of confidence without a word. People often feel energy, not just words. A person who has self-respect is naturally calm. He does not need to provide proof for everything. Practical tip: work on your body language. Stand straight, speak slowly and clearly, and maintain eye contact. Confidence is a practice, not a personality trait. Point 7. Create a strong personal image. The way you present yourself to the world creates people's perception. It's not just about clothes. It's about your words, your actions, your consistency. A person who is clear about his values, knows what he stands for, develops a strong image, which people respect. First impressions are very powerful. People form an opinion about you very quickly, and it's difficult to change it after that. Practical tip: show your true personality in the first meeting, not a fake version, because a fake image breaks down quickly and destroys trust. Point 8. Be different from the crowd. Humans are naturally attracted towards unique things. When everyone is thinking the same way, reacting the same way, the person who thinks a little differently is immediately visible. It's not about being weird. It's about refusing to hide your true personality. Developing your personality and skills makes you memorable. People remember you because you don't seem like just another person. Practical tip: share your special thing, whether it's a hobby, an opinion, a unique skill, confidently instead of hiding it. Point 9. Use emotional connection. Connection is made not only through logic, but also through emotions. You must have noticed that presentations based solely on numbers and facts are often forgotten, but a presentation that it starts with "those people remember." Stories and feelings stay in a person's mind for a long time, because they are not just information. Experience, she creates it. When you share a real experience or feeling with someone, not just facts, the connection becomes deeper. Practical tip: next time you want to convince someone, start with a small real story, not just points. Point 10. Avoid being too predictable. If a person always follows the same pattern, excitement may decrease. When people know exactly what you'll say, how you'll react, in every situation, interest gradually wanes. The human mind is naturally attracted to novelty. This doesn't mean you become inconsistent or unreliable. Your values and character should remain consistent, but growth, new experiences, new thinking, these keep you fresh. Freshness is important in growth and personality. Practical tip: add something new to your routine occasionally, a new hobby, a new place, a new thought. This keeps you interesting, even to yourself. Point 11. Control your own emotions. A person who understands his emotions remains more balanced in relationships. When people react emotionally to every little thing, anger, jealousy, anxiety, relationships can feel unstable because they're never sure what kind of reaction they'll get from the other person. But a person who understands their emotions and responds, rather than reacting, creates stability, and stability is the foundation of trust. The basis of a strong personality is self-control. Practical tip: when you feel like reacting emotionally, take 3 deep breaths first. This short pause moves you from reacting to responding. Point 12. Understand human psychology. Every person has a different way of thinking. What motivates you might not motivate another person at all. What seems normal to you might be very sensitive to someone else. To understand people, it's important to look at their feelings and experiences. Simply imposing your own thoughts on them leads to misunderstandings in relationships. A person who understands that every person sees the world through their own unique lens never judges people too quickly. Practical tip: when you don't understand someone's reaction, ask yourself, what must have been his background, his life like, that made him like this? Point 13. Build value in yourself. Attraction does not happen just by appearance. It's a common myth that looks alone create attraction. In reality, what people remember more than appearance is your energy, your attitude, your character. Knowledge, confidence, kindness, and personality also create value. And these values do not disappear with time, but rather become stronger. The person who invests in himself, learns new things, improves his skills, builds his character, his value naturally increases. Practical tip: focus on your growth, not your appearance. Learning new things, improving your skills. This is the most attractive thing in the long term. Point 14. Know when to give space. Balance is necessary in every relationship. When someone demands more attention than necessary, more presence than necessary, the other person feels suffocated. no matter how caring they are. Too much pressure can weaken a connection. The healthiest relationships are those where both people have their own individual space. Giving space is not insecurity. It is a sign of trust. Practical tip. Even in your close relationships, give the other person their space. It's not necessary to connect all the time. Sometimes distance strengthens a connection. Point 15. Become more self-aware. First of all, it is important to understand yourself. When a person understands his personality, emotions, and weaknesses, he understands others better too, because he is secure in himself. This is the most important point of the entire video, because the other 14 principles only work when you understand yourself. A person who doesn't know themselves can never confidently connect with anyone. Insecurity, fear, or need for approval will always control their actions. Self-awareness is a foundation on which attraction, respect, and deep connection all rest. Practical tip. Take 10 minutes every week to ask yourself, how did I react today and why? This simple habit brings you much closer to yourself. Attraction, connection, respect, these are not tricks. This is psychology. And when you understand the psychology, you can build deep, genuine connections with people without trying to fake an impression. A truly magnetic person is not the one who talks the most. A truly magnetic person is the one who understands himself and others as well. If you found this video valuable, please subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments which of these 15 points was most relatable to you. See you in the next video with another powerful topic. And